Alright, so here's the game Battletech, one of my favorite games that I like to play. I've got a lot of time in it. And I've already completed the campaign mode, which basically puts you into career mode. You can start in career mode or just continue from the campaign. I decided to do the campaign since I hadn't played it in a while. And here I'm doing a contract. As you can see, I'm adjusting how much money and salvage that I want and going on to the mech selection screen. And I'm quite a ways into the game. I've got a lot of really high-end mechs and whatnot, so the contract is just a standard base capture and is at a pretty high difficulty, so I'm bringing out the big guns here. And that's pretty much it. That's what this video is going to be about. It's just kind of the gameplay. I've got all 3 expansions also on the game, so if you're wondering if you see something that may not be what you see on yours, it may be a difference in the expansion. Something else that I've also got on this game is I do have one mod. It's just a simple camera mod. This game has a terrible history of taking camera control on every single event. I mean, you will literally just sit there and just watch the camera zoom to targets and zoom anything that's going on. It just takes away the camera from you, and the mod basically makes it to where I can take the scrolling the camera back when it starts doing that. It's one of the things that just everyone hates about this game is just the terrible camera control. So either way, just sit back and enjoy and watch me take down the bad guys.
Acknowledged. Location confirmed. I'm your spaniel.
So the loadouts that I brought in, I've got, as you can see, I've got my Stalker here, and he's pretty much all LRMs, long-range missiles, and I'm kind of getting him into position. He heats up really fast, so I don't use him unless I really need him. And of course, my 2 Annihilators down there. I like autocannons. I play MechWarrior Online, and I love them on there too, as well as LBXs. So right now I'm just kind of dispersing damage evenly from all my mechs onto these turrets here to keep from running too hot by having one mech take out an entire turret, just in case they have reinforcements or whatnot. It's always nice to have your heat low so that you can put a lot of firepower down when you really need it. So just kind of screwing around a little bit here until I get into position to take the base.
Got something you want done? Locking in coordinates.
Alright, so the point is for me to get into that little circle there to capture the base. I decided to get just on the outside of the circle, and just in case, because sometimes when you get in that circle it'll spawn like another lance of enemies, and with this difficulty this high it could be I could end up with two lances against me instead of the single lance that's back behind the base. So I kind of just held off just in case, so I can take these guys out here, you see, and once they're gone I can step into the base and see if it spawns another group of bad guys. So just playing it smart, because in this game you have to repair your mechs, and if you start taking a whole lot of damage you can actually end up spending a lot more than you made on the contract. So you have to be pretty strategic about moving your mechs around and spreading the damage and whatnot, which is why you see me turn a lot and face other directions, so that it keeps the damage spread evenly across my mechs, so I'm not losing components and whatnot. This is one of my favorite weapons in the game.
They will be done.
Something else to note also, my characters, or my pilots, are skilled up really well, so they have really good percentages and numbers for a lot of their abilities that I've selected for them. So so if this looks super easy, or I seem to be just overly accurate, that's not a mod or anything. That's just I've got a ton of accurate firepower and a ton of accurate skills, so I can really take down these mechs pretty quick.
Warning, armor low. Warning, armor low.
I don't know what it is, but for some reason this bull shark, which is a Lost Tech mech that I received in a part of the campaign, you can't buy it apparently anywhere. For some reason the enemy targets me every time they see it. Like, they go after me, my character Remus, over anyone else, and I think it's also based upon the fact that it has a little less armor than the rest of the other mechs, so they kind of go for the weakest first, which is fine, but man, I'm always getting targeted in that mech.
Roger that. Take that. Commander.
Now, typically in this game, the way this works is, if you take out the center torso, which is where the engine is, it obviously destroys the mech entirely. It does reduce your chance of more salvage components, which I have it set that you need 3 components to build a mech through salvage. If you take out the legs, or you headshot an enemy mech, it actually gives you a chance to have better salvage or more components. So in this case here, I'm trying to limit the amount of damage and injuries to my pilots, so I'm taking these guys out pretty quick here, and just going for the center torsos. And as you can see here, so the reason why I twisted the direction that I did is that I have more armor on my left side, so he just took a lot of damage to his right side. So I kind of turned him the other direction so that the damage is hitting my more armored areas to keep from losing components.
Ready for order. Need something, Chief? I copy. Inflicted heavy damage. Standing by. Well, my out. What's that target?
Alright, so here I actually thought that another lance had just dropped in on top of me, which was going to be kind of not good. But thankfully it was my own dropship coming to pick me up. So this one ended up going a lot easier and faster than I had expected for this difficulty level.
Mission successful.
Alright, and that ends the mission. Now I've cut out some of the load times just because sometimes they take a minute. This game does have some pretty long load times, even on a high-end system like this. So as you can see here, I lost my cannon, but it's replaceable and they aren't very expensive. And I get my pick of salvage, as I chose in the beginning of the contract to take 3. And it turns out that I already have 2 of the 3 components here, so I actually have a brand new Battle Master that I can sell or scrap or whatnot. So, and at the end of the mission, he kind of just tells you if you got new mags, if you got a room for them and whatnot. So, all in all, this is kind of your general gameplay, and they're all different kinds of missions, escorts and whatnot. So, hope you enjoyed.